reiterate what President Trump had said on Easter and the press briefing afterwards. He even said, if the Mullah regime's removed, we're, we might even probably rebuild their country, help them rebuild their country. That's not Donald's genuine fault. That's what he said, and he meant it. Like MAGA means that. Like the patriotic bloc means that. Like you have no idea the love and respect that's throughout the patriotic bloc for Iranian people, Harmon. Independent of what happens at the national level, man. If the Mullah regime is removed and the environment is stabilized, you will see Iran bloom again.
I mean, we know that that's what we've been fighting for all our life, because we know without regime, we know the potential of Iran. As long as the only thing that we need to do is get rid of this obstacle in our way. And I mean, the reason why we knew that is because we saw how fast we were growing right before this regime came. Like, you know, so guys, even with that, so we know that we're going to have the help of Americans to rebuild Iran once the Islamic Republic falls. But I do want to also remind you guys that the Iranian people already once rebuilt Iran in such a miraculous way without that much of a help when Reza Shah was in power. Like, Iran had so much, like, forget about destroying a lot of our infrastructure. At the end of the Qajar dynasty, Iran was at the verge of complete collapse. Complete collapse. Like, we didn't have hunger, we had famines. We didn't have our infrastructure being destroyed. We had zero infrastructure. We didn't have infrastructure. And then Reza Shah, within a few years, and then Muhammad Reza Shah after that, caused a level of progress and building that so many people refer to it as a miracle. So it's not like when people are like, can the Iranian people rebuild if they destroy the infrastructure? We already have. We already have. So why can't we do it again? We went from being one of the most backward countries on the planet to one of the fastest growing, most advanced ones in one generation. So we know we could do it. And back then, we didn't even have this level of education. We didn't have this level of international connection. We didn't even have this appreciation for the values that we know work in a society. We didn't have that. We didn't have any of that. And now we have all of that. So I'm pretty sure, I mean, we saw Germany do that. We saw Germany after World War II went from being completely bankrupt. Well, bankrupt is an actually understatement. It was a complete collapse of everything to rebuilding and becoming Europe's number one economy. So it can be done. It's more than the infrastructure; it's the people that matter. So we need to, if you save the people are the infrastructure. The people are the infrastructure, and I think the damage the Islamic Republic is doing to our people is far, far more than bombs could do to factories, bridges, and power plants. Far more. Ali, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I want to respond. People never see the hidden cost. They always see exactly what's in front of them and what's being showed to them. They don't realize that the regime does far more damage than any bomb could possibly do. And that was 100 years ago. The Qajars were 100 years ago, and we managed to rebuild. The amount of technologies that have flooded the world and made everything easier. I mean, back then, if you wanted to have anything done, you had to send a physical person that had to travel across the country to get their word across for some certain things. With 100 years have passed, on the verge of an AI revolution, the amount of foundation that we can set ourselves up for to take advantage of the upcoming technologies is probably better than the majority of the countries around the world. Japan, after World War II, for example, during the war, they worshipped their soldiers, they worshipped the emperor. They wanted the war so bad, and everyone did everything as a unified effort to support the war. As soon as the war ended and the soldiers came back, The Japanese people hated the soldiers that came back. Why didn't you die during the war? Now you have to come back and you have to eat our food too. And even with that terrible fire carpet bombing and everything, Japan rose and became what it is today. Same thing with Germany. There's no reason why we can't do that and do it multiple times better.
Yeah. Two quick things before, guys. Again, if you're new here, once I leave, we could continue the conversation. But two things before I do leave, because today I have to leave earlier because Goldie needs me to fill in for her when she goes does her interview. But let me just say, like, so a lot of people are bothered with the word civilization in President Trump's statement. So just wanted to read this by Tina, editor in chief of Manoto. She's saying, my understanding is that Trump's intended meaning of civilization refers to the ruling political structure, i.e., political Islam, over the past 47 years, and not Iran's historical civilization. This aligns with another part of his message where he mentions 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death. The point here is that Khamenei himself had called his regime's goal Islamic civilization. By declaring its death, Trump is targeting the root of this ideology. Strategic distinction. He ultimately says, "May God bless the great people of Iran," meaning a clear line between the nation of Iran and the ruling regime. So that's the what people are saying, and you can see a lot of Iranians are interpretation is something more positive. You know, the Iranian people are really, really pro Trump right now and pro Netanyahu as well. Very pro Netanyahu, very pro Trump. So anybody like they usually come up with the best interpretations of what they were actually of what they're saying. So we also have headline news. Pakistan is asking President Trump to extend the deadline. Let me see this clip really quickly.
Reuters reporting that Pakistan's prime minister just said the diplomatic efforts for a peaceful settlement are progressing steadily. With that, we bring in Brian Hook. He served as U.S. Special Reuters report.
So they don't go into detail, but apparently they're asking for an extension to the deadline. So I don't know if this is accurate or not. This person is saying breaking: President Trump has been made aware of the Pakistan Prime Minister's request to extend the deadline for peace talks within Iran for 2 weeks. Wow. Okay. I don't know if they're going to extend the deadline because they already extended the deadline, I don't know, a couple of times. So if they extend this deadline as well, I don't know anymore. I don't know what's going to happen.